Alright everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is a special edition of Aunt Scary Sherry. Now, as all of you might know or might not know, but today is the anniversary of the Civil War, which kicked off in the year 1861. And I just happened to be born 105 years later. So, being my birthday and all, I just wanted to tell you what I think of these two flags right here. This one over here, we know is Old Glory. And she's the one that I fly on my flagpole out in the yard, which I'll show you in a minute here, or at the end of the video. And this one here, this is the Confederate battle flag, also known as the Stars and Bars. Now, according to Charlie Daniels, in one of his songs, he said, we might have did a little fighting amongst ourselves, but you outside people best leave us alone. And I believe that 100%. But you see, these two flags, they're not separate like a lot of people think. This flag here is part of this flag. This flag won. We know who won. But the same blood was shed under this flag as it was shed under this flag. And you know why that is? Because it was American blood that was shed under both of these flags, which makes them one. And both of these flags deserve the respect that each one represents. Absolutely. A lot of men that died under this flag, fighting for what they believed in, fighting for what they believed, which was states' rights. See, a lot of people think that the Civil War started over slavery. No, it was states' rights. The southern states didn't want the federal government telling them how to run their states. Kind of sounds like pretty similar to what's going on now. At least with our president, he's willing to give some of the power back to the states. That's what this flag represents. That's all we're asking for. Give the power back to the states. But we're united under one, under this flag. This flag flies so proudly. A lot of men and women shed their blood for this flag. And it deserves nothing but our utmost respect. I love America. I love this country. And like Charlie Daniels said, about the hippies, the rebels, the Yankees, and there's one more, I can't remember now. The cowboys, the hippies, the rebels, and the Yanks. We're both of these, man. We're both of them. It's in us. And here's the beautiful thing from this. To me, this not only represents America and her values and her morals, but it's love, man. Both of these flags represent love. Love of America. Love of what could have been. Maybe, but it didn't. So we're back to this one. I can't say enough how this country needs to come together, man. These warring fractions that we have. I mean, take example, me and my brother. We're coming from two different ends of the spectrum here. No doubt about it. I could see why families split up during the Civil War. But you know what? After the war was over, we laid this to rest, man. That flag is part of this flag now. And we're under this flag. But that don't mean that this flag can't represent some of the values and morals that were underneath that flag. and one being states' rights. Donald Trump is trying to move the Board of Education, get it out of federalizations, put it back to the states, just like it was before. We're like last in education out of the like top world countries like China and Russia and us and Britain and all that. I think we're dead last in the ranking, and yet we spend more per pupil than any other country, and we're dead last in smarts. Come on, America. We need to pull each other up by these bootstraps, man. We got a lot of changes coming down the pike. They're going to be good changes, man. Changes for our country. Give Donald Trump a chance to prove what he can do. Let's just see what he can do. We've seen what he did in 4 years before COVID hit. He only had 2 years, and look at the changes he did in 2 years before COVID hit. Phenomenal changes. Give the man the respect that he deserves. He is our president of the United States. You might not like him, but you give him the respect that he deserves. And I just wanted to say one more thing. Thank God I was born here. Thank God I was born in America. Do you know how lucky and grateful to be born in this country is? I love both these flags, man. But this is the one I serve. But I still carry some of my morals and values over from that one to this one. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. Thank you once again. Please comment, like, share. I know I'll probably catch hell for it, but hey, it is what it is. And hopefully I'll be putting one up here soon. A couple weeks or so. Alright guys, I love you. Take care. Peace out. Always. Oh, and this right here, I forgot. I got one more thing about my Hank Jr. shirt here. You know, some of my family members seem to have lost the morals and values that my mother raised me on. My mother told me what was right and what was wrong. And I also learned what was right and what was wrong from the Bible too. But my mother had a huge influence on me. And this man's music, Hank Jr., like Family Tradition. If the South would have won, we would have had it made. I love that song. If Heaven Ain't like a lot like Dixie, I Don't Want to Go. Yeah, that's me too. Well, my brother, he just, I don't know, his morals, values, everything's changed. And he no longer represents what this man's music stood for. What our family stood for, man. And it wasn't only him, it was his daddy's music too, because our relatives were listening to it back in the 40s and 50s. His dad's music, our family was living. Hank Jr.'s music, our family was living. Their words matched what was going on in our family at the time, man. I mean, it was beautiful. Conway and Loretta. You take their music, and I can match my parents' marriage right up to what Conway and Loretta sang, because my parents' marriage went right along with that. Exact same thing. I could line it up. And my mom's song, to my dad, You're the Reason Why Our Kids Are So Ugly. I love that song, man. We need to get humor, comedy, man, back. And Loretta calling Conway bald and stuff, and Conway saying she looked like Ruth Buzzy. Man, I miss that. I miss the America I grew up in, man. We all need to get along. We all need to lighten up. We all need to fucking joke, man. Because the shit that's going on in the world ain't no fucking joke. So, please pray for our president that our Holy Father guides him in the right direction for the decisions that he has to make for our country. Above it all, please let it be God's will. Above all, please let it be God's will. I love Hank Jr., love Leonard Skinner, love Charlie Daniels. You know, I might have been born in New York, but my heart's always been in Dixie, man. Always. And it always will be. Matter of fact, when I move, I ain't moving above the Mason-Dixon line. I know better than that. My heart's here, man. And it's about morals, values, and beliefs, man. Those are the three things that can mend this country together, man. And everybody doesn't have to believe the same thing. That's what's wonderful about this beautiful country of ours. You're entitled to believe anything you want. That's the freedom we have here. Try showing some of that freedom over in some of these other countries one time and see what happens to you. So with all that being said, I'm sure glad that I was born on the Civil War day. It kind of even makes me proud to be in the South. Thank you all. I love y'all. Peace out.